Hey guys, what's going on? Sadiq. Welcome to Experiences with Sadiq. Season 2. Experiences with Sadiq is about all things real estate. A show where communication is key, advocating for the people is bliss, and knowledge, it's inspiring. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the show. And oh yeah, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. Whether you're buying or selling a home, I'm that guy. Let's go! So today we're going to take things slightly different, and the reason why I wanted to do this is because a lot of things have been going on in the community. A lot of violence, I guess you want to say, with a lot of the young kids and in our community in Providence has been occurring a lot lately. And one of the things I want to focus on is for people who are purchasing homes in our community or looking to buy homes in our community, or who does own homes in our community and they have kids. You know, there's places that kids could go to release their stress, whether it's playing football, whether it's joining a boxing facility, whatever the case may be, there's places like that. I remember when I grew up, we used to go to Boys and Girls Club. We used to go to like the community center. I grew up like on the North End, which is like by Manton Projects, Manton Avenue, Atwood Avenue area. And we had like the Joslin community. I grew up on that end. So it was kind of different because we somewhat, even though there was ruckus, but we still had places to go to have fun and enjoy ourselves. But today on Experiences with Sadiq, I want to introduce an amazing gentleman. I know this guy since I was young. This dude, he's a street legend, hood legend, boxing legend. I don't know how you want to define it, but this guy, he's been in the boxing league for such a long time. He grew up in the projects, but you know what? I'm not even going to tell his story. I'm going to let the man himself introduce himself, tell his story, and we're going to get right into conversation with where kids should be at when you either move into a neighborhood or you live in a neighborhood in the community. Let's go. It's my man,
Jason Big Six Estrada.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Jason? How you doing, baby?
All good, all good.
Thank you very much. So Jason Big Six Estrada, once again, he's a legendary boxer out here in our community, in the city of Providence. The guy's a two-time boxing. He went to.
Well, I went to Olympics in 2004,
Yep.
but I made Olympic trials in 2000. But I was disqualified because I broke my hand,
Yep.
so I couldn't go. But basically, I stayed around to make the team because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So like he's been around for a while, and the guy's hands are phenomenal. And one of the reasons why I wanted to come in because he did something great for the community. He opened up his own boxing facility. And Jason, if you don't mind, let's talk about where you grew up, how everything transpired, and what you're doing now for the community. Go ahead.
Actually, first I grew up in the South Side, Providence Avenue. That's why I first when I was born, we lived there, Providence Avenue, right next to where Tony's Market used to be.
Wow, yeah.
All right, so I was living there for a while. My pops bought a house in Cranston, right off Narragansett Boulevard, nice little house. Yeah. We had issues. Mom and Dad broke up. My mom took me to Chad Brown, who was living with my grandmother in Chad Brown. You know, I had to deal with a lot, moving from South Side and Cranston, then moving to Chad Brown was like
a big transition.
It was completely different though. Being a little kid on the South Side, you know everybody was real close right there. Then starting over in the projects, where you know you come outside your house, somebody got something smart to say.
Yeah.
You know, as a youngster, I had to deal with that, and the only way I dealt with it, which was the way I grew up and I knew, was fighting.
And you've been, and ever since, is that what led you into getting into boxing? Or
No. My pops had me in the basement of the house at probably about 4 or 5 basics. But you wasn't allowed to go into gyms at that age. Wasn't nobody trying to work with you or anything like that. Yeah. Even now, like nobody should like. We don't train kids at like 5 years old. That's more like a parent wants a babysitter. You know, I don't have the patience for that. Yeah. That's just my own. But we didn't have that back then. So my pops worked with me with his boxing knowledge that he had between being a fan and doing a little bit of boxing at Archie Johnson's, which was on South Side back in the day. So what little bit he knew, And a little bit he learned, he showed me, and then I took it to another level.
Nah, you really did, because especially when I was young, me being African, me growing up in the city of Providence. You grew up in Chad Brown. I grew up by towards Manton Project, Manton Avenue.
Yeah.
That was area, two different subsets, two different areas, and and I understand how it is being a kid, right? Where we walk out the house and the first thing that we're dealing with is whatever the street brings to you.
Yeah.
And our parents, my parents didn't really understand that. I'm not sure about your parents. They didn't understand the first thing they deal with. Once you walk out the house, anything's possible, And I think that's one of the craziest things that's going on right now with a lot of the kids, right? Back then we had, like I said, we had the community centers.
Yeah.
We had the Boys and Girls Club. We had almost a safe haven for a place for us to go to and have fun and try our best to get away from the street life, But you grew up in the projects, so it was probably a little bit harder. So I'm kind of surprised that you were kind of.
I always had that respect for my dad. All the things that he did to get us into a better situation. And my pops was a hustler. Most people are who grew up, where we grew up. He was a hustler. But the thing with him was he didn't hustle as a lifestyle. He did his thing, big time hustled for a means to an end.
Yeah.
I'm saying he put himself to optometry school with dirty money. And that's just the way it is. And now he's an optometrist. Yeah. My dad's a doctor, bro. I'm saying he's a doctor. He's a boxing fanatic, doctor, trainer, mentor. I looked at him and I saw what I wanted to do, and I used his mistakes and his grind to make me the way I am today. But this business itself, this is a family business. Yeah. It's my name. It's my name on it. It's my name on the door. My grind and what I did in boxing started it. But without my father, my brother Eric, my uncle, the gym wouldn't be here. Yeah. We're all owners. Yeah. So and the way my brother and my father grind to keep everything moving smooth, while I work on children and I work on fighters, it's phenomenal. So it's a whole nice. It's a beautiful machine.
That's dope. Now let me ask you this: a lot of things when we grew up, right? Like I said, we had a lot of things that we could basically join.
Yeah.
Why do you think that people who own homes in the community or who owns homes in the community can't get their kids, to do certain things or join certain activities anymore?
Man, I don't even know. I have no idea what's going on. I think it's everything comes too easy to the new kids.
Yeah.
All the video games, why leave your house? I remember growing up, if you want to see your friends, you want to play games with your friends, you had to get on your bike, drive to your friend's house in the summertime, knock on the door, make sure it was okay for you to come over and go play the game. Now, these kids have headphones, they talk to each other late night through the headphones, and it's crazy to me. And then, like you said, we don't have the same kind of recreation activities we used to have. Everything closing down. The Boys and the Girls Club used to be my spot. Chad Brown Rec used to be my spot.
Yeah, I remember that.
You can't, either one of them, Chad Brown Rec, I don't know what they're doing now. And the Boys and Girls Club, I don't think they're opening anymore either. I don't know how it works. It's not as simple as it used to be. Yeah. But I have no idea. I don't see kids. So here I try to do the best I can. And I have a kids class, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I can only do so much, but it helps the parents love me. I show the kids discipline, get them in decent shape, give them confidence, and when they go home, they go to sleep. Yeah. It's not about the game. It's not about doing this, doing that. They go home to give their parents some rest because they know everybody needs that. Yeah.
And I think that's very crucial in today's day and age, right? Because home life can be extremely stressful. We know how it was stressful for our parents because we were out there acting up on the street.
I can't even lie.
And your area was 10 times worse than where I grew up,
Yeah.
So we always created that unsafe mental haven for our parents where once we step out of the house, anything can happen. But the thing is that in today's day and age, the children's nowadays, they do need a safe haven.
Yeah.
You know, they walk out their home, you know, and the first thing they do is hit the streets. At least we have places to go. And people that's moving into the community, buying homes in the community, I guarantee they wonder, all right, where can we send our kids? What can our kids do? You know, and I think they're missing that. So for people who are homeowners who buying homes in the community, how would you advise them, you know, to guide their kids to, you know, do certain activities or whatever the case may be?
I wouldn't have the first clue. I wouldn't have the first clue on how to guide anyone. I just know, you know, we're open.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in this area, the Douglas area, 816 Douglas Ave, if you're in the area, come on by, come talk to me. Like I don't work with kids, you know, under 8 years old, but I don't mind kids coming in here just sitting there and watching, just so they wouldn't. It's better than being here for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, just hanging out, than them to be out there getting in trouble. It's better them being here, just looking around, than to be at home sitting in front of the game. You know, so, you know, I just like I said, I can only do my part. I wouldn't even know where to start on how to help parents and that are moving into areas, because that's not really my fault. I can only speak on my area. I wish there was more places to go. I would absolutely help and bring the same program I have here. I would spread it out and do it there some days. You know, just to help people. But you know, we can't. It's tough. It's a tough situation nowadays. This is that era where everybody's soft. And there's no discipline anymore. Like, you grew up the same kind of area as I grew up, like not the same area, but the same kind of environment, where probably if you got in trouble down the street, your neighbor can put their hands on you and bring you home. Here, you raise your voice to somebody's child, they want to fight now. So I don't know. It's a terrible situation. It's hard, but you know, I can only do what I can do.
And I think that's the key factor, right? Where like we can only do so much in today's day and age, and we can only provide so much, right? And not only do I think it's the parents' ability to push their kids to do something or get involved in something, but I also think it's the kids' choice as well, right? They're gonna need to want it, you know, because at the end of the day, they're exposed to so much, you know, and it's easy for them to get influenced in what's going on out there in the streets, you know. And I think that for the most part, you know, you being able to do something like this for them, a person who's been to the Olympics, a person who's, you know, trained hard for a lot of people, and just disciplined mentally, you know, I think it's a great place for them to come here and expose their mind to something totally different. And on top of that, right, their parents are home relaxing, you know, their kids out here, they know that at least their kids somewhere safe. You know what I mean?
I love it though. I love it because I get a lot of feedback from parents. I get a lot of feedback. Like they come to me, they either hit me on Facebook, or they got my number, they'll text me, or when they come in, they want to pull me to the side. I'd be like, oh, what did I do now? Like what like I'm thinking the softness come out. Now they like, oh, I'm so glad you talk to my son the way you talk to him. He seems like he's starting to look up to you because they might not have no father in the house. So I talk to these kids the way you talk to kids. I don't do the little baby stuff. I raise my voice. You're not doing what I tell you to do. I raise my voice. I might even curse at you. Not too crazy, but just enough where you know I'm from where you from. So you're gonna respect me, or you're gonna have to leave, and then you have to deal with your parents when you get home. I just know it's a tough job, but I'm down for the challenge.
I think not only that, you mentioned you just mentioned that you're from the same area that these kids from. Not only you're from the same area, you look or you present yourself like you're from the same area. You understand their struggles, their pains, their suffering. You can relate to them on so many different levels, right? for these kids that are having these challenges, you know, not understanding that the street life is not always the way to go with, how would you, advise a kid to be able to look at different options that could better themselves, not only now but in the future?
The first thing I would try to explain to them is that you don't have to follow what everybody's doing. You like that's something kids like to do now too. All these trends.
Yeah.
You don't have to do what they do. You can be your own person. Just sit there, dress how you want to dress, and act how you want to act. You don't have to say, oh, because that kid's playing football, I want to play football.
Right.
My boy's playing basketball, I want to play basketball. There's so many things you can do, but you have to make up your own mind. If you don't make up your own mind, or you end up following the crowd, and what's good for them might not be good for you. Yeah. You might be terrible at football. Your parents are spending money on football. You go out there and get hurt because of football. Then what you got left? Yeah. It's kids get hurt just like adults get hurt in football or basketball. You just have to make your own mind up. Don't be a puppet.
And I think that was one of the things that I realized now being an adult, right? I used to when I was growing up in Providence, man, I won't never forget. Like my parents, I'll go home, I'll leave school, come home, hit the streets quick.
Yeah.
Did what I had to do with my friends on the street, go back home. Why are you late? This and that. You're back home late. This house, this home is my home. It's my roof. I pay the bills. All this, all the crazy stuff. You know what I mean? And we didn't really understand. I didn't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, and now I have kids.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to stress to my kids, like, listen, we pay the bills.
Yeah, that's how. And it was crazy. That's how I feel. That's how I feel when I think about it. How when I was living with my mom, I used to drive my mom nuts because I didn't see outside as a bad thing. I said, why you want me to be in the house?
Yeah.
Outside is a good thing. These kids are outside. It's summertime. Why I gotta be in the house? They all out having a good time. But then I'm thinking about the era we're living in now, where it's a cakewalk. Have you been through Chat Brown? You drove through Chat Brown recently?
I actually just shot a video with Chat.
You saw how clean this Chat Brown is?
Yeah, back then
There's grass.
Yeah.
There's grass. There's cameras. There's all kind of stuff. And I didn't think about how it was back then. It was terrible. That's why my mom didn't want me to be out there. But I would take that beating.
Yeah.
She say, stay on the porch. And I see my boys out there. I'm like, oh, hell no. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna come back till later. I'm gonna get a beating anyway. So I'm gonna stretch it. I'm gonna have me some fun, and I'm gonna take this beating.
Facts.
So, and you're from an African household.
Oh my God.
They worse.
They what? My parents. Oh man, my mom and dad would tag team me. Like, you home late? All right. Pop, 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 pop. I'm like,
my pops wasn't like that. My pops put his hands on me, I think, 3 times my whole life. Yeah. But it was more or less for acting up in school. Yeah. He didn't mind me fighting in school, but it was to defend myself. Don't go out there acting up and get into an argument and punch somebody in the face. If somebody try to act like they want to put their hands on you, then you go first. But that's what he hit me for. Yeah. He didn't really hit me for going outside because he understand. But then again, he was young. Yeah. He was young, so he was in the streets. Yeah. So it didn't really bother him like that. But we talk about it now, and he's like, damn, you was practice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was practice, and I helped raise my brother. So it's just so different from now. Yeah. Completely different on how we was raised and how kids are raised now. Like my son was out there hanging out. There's been times when a situation where he would have been in the car with one of his friends who got killed. Wow. Car got shot up. He would have been in that car, except I told him, I said, you don't smoke weed. Mm-hmm. Don't ride in the car. You want to hang with your boys? Drive your car. Yeah. And you guys roll together, but you always take your own car. Because you don't know what's going on with these dudes. Yeah. I'm saying, I love you, and if something happens to you, you're going to pull me into something because I'm going to revert right back to my old ways. Yeah. So it's just different, man. Different.
No, it's totally different. And like, it's funny because like, I be trying to tell my daughter, I'm like, and my daughter, she didn't grow up, living that city type of lifestyle, And I be trying to tell them, like, listen, what you see now, you guys are privileged, a lot more privileged than we were when we were young,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
and I remember like when I was young, and like I told you, I went to Nathaniel Green Middle School, you went to Hopkins, and I remember I used to get bullied a lot, and just because I was African, and kids used to bully me, or I'm going to shoot you, this and that because you're African. I used to go home, and my parents used to be like, oh, I heard that you were acting up in school, this and that, but they didn't understand the stuff or the shit that I was dealing with,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, on the outside world, right? Home life is one thing. Outside life is another thing.
Completely different.
Totally different. And if you're not, especially, like you said, my parents were African, so they didn't really understand what was going on out there. Like I had a lot of things that was against me that I had to face, and for me coming home, getting beatings, this and that, like to me it was almost like, damn, they didn't understand. So it is what it is. I'm gonna come home and get beaten anyway, you know.
Yep.
So I do understand where you're coming from. Where like you come home because you want to hang with your friends or do whatever you need to do to survive. Your mom didn't understand that. You come home, she beat your ass, and you're like, yo.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna stay out later.
I'm
gonna earn. I'm earning it.
Nah, facts, man, facts. And like I think for a lot of these kids, they don't realize that life is a lot easier. Technology is moving a lot faster.
Yeah.
Being exposed to a lot of things, it's a lot easier than it was before. We had analog phones. They had digital phones.
We didn't even have phones at one point in time.
Yeah.
We had
beepers.
We had a beeper, man.
We had beepers. Everything was communicated through beepers, We're in the house, we had beep, we run out right onto the block, whatever the issue was. So like a totally, totally different lifestyle. And I think a lot of the kids that's out in the community right now needs to see what life can bring for them.
Yeah.
And what home can actually provide for them if they really understand the scope. Let me ask you this: do you believe that it's the parents' fault that when it comes to home life? Do you think that it's the parents' fault why a lot of the kids are not seeing home as a safe haven versus they see in the streets as a safe haven?
I think it's a little bit of both. Because regardless of what a child should especially at the teenage years, you should be able to decipher the two between what's not good for you and what's good for you. But then again, the parents, you got to be a good role model. You got to be a good parent. If you're a terrible parent, it makes it very tough for your kid to differentiate the two. They seeing the same kind of violence they see at home that they might see in the street. If you got a mother or a father who messing with the drugs, I'm not talking about marijuana. Yeah, I'm talking about real drugs.
Rock.
If they're there touching the popping pills all the time, kids see that. Kids they're impressionable. Yeah. My daughter sees me do things. When I come here and work out, she's with me, and she sees me doing shadow boxing or anything, hitting the bag. I got videos. She puts the gloves on and starts hitting the bag.
So they emulate what they
so
see.
that could easily happen with your kids seeing you do something negative. And my daughter's only 2, gonna be 3. So imagine at a certain age where everything's a sponge. They hear everything, they see everything, and they start to copy. It's tough. It's tough to separate the two. If the streets look just like home, the streets are more fun than home.
That's
you got the girls out there. Who you got at home? Your mom, your sister.
Yeah.
So it's. I keep saying it's different. Yeah. Everything is just super different now. I'm confused. I'm still learning. I'm 40 years old. I'm still trying to learn slang, learn this, learn where to go, learn how to and I'm someone who don't really have to worry about that, but I'm always on my toes anyway because of how I grew up.
Yeah. I think it's crazy. So let me with Big Six, the gym, what's the outlook for you guys? How do you guys expect to continue helping kids, doing your best to try to show them like there's more to it here than there is on the street? Like, what's your vision for, what's everything?
I just want to keep doing what we're doing. I just want to keep doing what we're doing. I'm not a person that goes overboard. I'll help 1 or 2 kids at a time. I don't care. I put it out there so they know. I talk to parents. I talk to kids. I see kids out in the street all the time, walking around. Hey, what's going on? What you doing out here? Da, da, da. And just talk to them. Hey, yo, come in the gym. I let them come here and sit down. Come here and sit down. They don't got no money. I may take the trash out, put the weights back, do something. I'll give them a couple dollars or show them how to box a little bit. You know, just little things. You got to help in which way you can. It's all about just giving something. You don't have to give everything you got, but you got to give something. If you're gonna drop a gym on them, you're gonna put a couple dollars in their pocket. You know, at least make them earn it though. Don't, because nobody gives you nothing for free when you become an adult. So I make them take that trash out. I make them mop the floor, whatever. My pops do the same thing. But here, come here. It's $15, $20 for taking the trash out. You know, but I know he's not gonna do something else to get that money. That might be. He might have no socks. Go to the store and buy some socks. You know, so whatever I can do, I'm gonna do. Whatever my family can do, we're gonna do.
That's dope, man. That's dope. You guys hear it from my man Jason, Big Six Estrada. It's your man Sadiq. And you know, today I needed this to be a shoot that I did because once again I realized that a lot of the kids were going through a lot out there, you know. And I wanted the kids and the parents to know that there are still places out here that can be a safe haven for your kids. There's boxing facilities like the Big Six boxing facility. There's still people out there that's willing to help mentor or guide the kids, you know, if they can't get that same guidance from home. You know, there's things available. And don't think that the streets is an end all be all type of situation. It's not. You know, Jason grew up right in the projects, literally right in the projects, probably about 5-10 minutes from here. You know, and look where he's at today. You know, I grew up at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes top from his gym, and look where I'm at today. And just to let you guys know, parents, kids, whoever's watching this, there is places that you guys could consider safe haven to come and, you know, release your stress. And there's individuals like myself, Jason, and a slew of other people that's willing to, you know, help you look at life different if you're not getting that from your home life. And maybe if you're not getting from your home life, but your parents are trying to guide you to reach out to other individuals that can give you that guidance, there's people like us that's available, you know. But Jason, talk to the people, let them know where you're at, you know, how they could come, and if they need training, if they need to release some stress, you know, how can they reach out to you?
It's easy as just coming by. 816 Douglas Ave. I don't know if it's North Providence or whatever, but you know where the area is at. But or you can hit me up on Facebook, Jason Big Six Estrada, Jason _Big Six _ Estrada on Instagram. That's it.
And you guys know what it is. It's your man Sadiq from Experiences with Sadiq, as well as if you're looking to buy or sell a home, my team, the Davies Group, anything that you guys need, I'm always going to be here. I'm always going to show love and support to all my community people because I do believe in creating a safe place for the kids and showing kids that there are other outlets that's out there to help you guys, whether it's football, basketball, boxing, whatever it is, it's out there, you know. But for y'all parents who wants to reach out to me for whatever reason, please do so. It's your man Sadiq from Experiences Sadiq. Love, peace, happiness. Catch you guys on the flip side.